Okie dokie, people. How are things looking? Just let me make things perhaps a little less loud. Okay. I don't know. The game might still be a bit too loud, I think. Oops, sorry. No, that turned off the volume. Okay, I think we're good like this. And if need be, you guys let me know if the volume is not adequate, I suppose I should say. Welcome back then, this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice for Android in this case. And this is gonna be part 1 of this blind playthrough. Let's get started. By the way, hold on, let me go through the... It's the volume of the voices, if possible, that I would have liked to improve. From episode start, the foreign turnabout.
On the western edge of the Far East. Lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery, the kingdom of Kurain. But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole.
I'm hiding the subtitles.
But things like revolt and revolution were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
What's a crackin' lackin', homie? Is that what's supposed to be a line from the game? Hi, Monica. How's it going? It's good to see you. Episode 1, The Foreign Turnabout. What's crack-a-lackin', homie? Okay, what's that? Here in Kurain, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death, in the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul. Yikes. This blight on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. April 23rd. How I have waited to write that. Could barely not contain yourself. The wait was agonizing. Yeah, okay. Ah, yes. Evil Jesus. Phew, I'm finally here. So this is the kingdom of Kurain, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Get a load of this street. It really feels like I'm in another world here. Ah, that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Wow, a Nox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Here comes someone. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. Excuse me, sir! Yeah. I said it before it happened, but I could see it happening. What? Oh, yes. Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops. Hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right. I'll be your guide at your service. I'm probably saying that wrong, but... I'm a monk in training at Temple. And I'll be your guide around town, okay? It's very nice to meet you. Apiraki. Happy... what now? Apiraki. That's how we greet people here in Kurain. It's like, hello, or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Apiraki. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Kurain, land of spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you, to celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. It looks like a magatama, but it's a magatama cake. It's a sweet bun. Okay, this is a famous Kuraini sweet bun. It's called a magataman or a soul bun. It's shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy, it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. That will be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay. I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder his bag looks so heavy. It's stuffed with all the tools of his trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come to see you for a few days yet. Aww! I was so looking forward to it. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountain. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. I'm wondering something. Just bear with me. I'd like to assign some shortcuts to my keyboard. Okay, at least a button to skip the text lines. Oops, no. Save. Okay, F11. Okay, there we go. Right. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. Ooh, pretty. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. Albie, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Oh, shucks, she said that. That sure was nice of her. I had the chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too. If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. Or just the right amount. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her, too. Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first. Ooh, sightseeing! Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights this country has to offer. Thanks, that would be great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sites aren't going to see themselves. Yikes, you don't have to shove. First stop, Temple. Right there in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you. Someone got killed. Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Kurainism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Kurainism. I think that's how you say it. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. Is she the ancestor of Maya? And spirit medium has become queen to this day. Direct descendants of the Holy Mother. Spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion rites. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Something tells me this is going to be relevant to the case. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls, etc., etc. Yeah, I can't read that. Hold it! Slow down! I can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country. Well, that's sure true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see, I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really? An hour? Hope that counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. Huh. That doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kinda like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Judging by her curves earlier, I'd say, yeah, she must have grown up quite a bit. Clang, clang. Oh no! What's the matter? It is that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go. But why the big rush? If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of Her Benevolence's Dance of Devotion. Her Benevolence? Who's this? Ah, her. Makes me think of the opening song to Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, yikes.
be your guy. You're under arrest for treason.
The heck? She doesn't look like a nice person with the face she's making. April 24th, 10 past 10 a.m. High Court of Khura'in. Accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? 'Cause you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albi on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albi, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me and get out of here. Look, you got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Guns! Tell him I'm a lawyer. I don't think he's gonna buy the second one, so... Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. What? Lawyer? What's that? They don't have these. I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait! Get back here, you! So that's the bailiff. I wasn't even paying attention. So this is a Khura'inese courtroom. And the judge has a beard, as usual. It's another one member of the Payne family. The prosecutor. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? Maybe she presides? Okay. The divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Oh, well that was quick. What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Guilty! There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Raifa are infallible. They show only the truth. I wouldn't be so sure. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't! He's a member of the Payne family? Yeah, he's a pain. He's a pain in my ass. Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Khura'anism, would dare doubt her insight? Heh heh, non-believers would only be met suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know. Shun the non-believer! Shun! Excuse me. I'll go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. The real pain, yeah. Yeah, the music in this game is really good. It's quite pleasant indeed. Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, okay. But I didn't do it! Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. I don't like her. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But what in the world is going on here? The judge made this ruling based on something called a divination seance. What is Alby's attorney doing? He doesn't have one? Wait a minute. Where is Alby's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Help, Maya! Your Majesty! A royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, as royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you! Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May your holiness grant us her divine favor. Her tiara curain. Okay. They say it better than I can.
Objection!
Wait just one moment. Recognize me? Me and my big mouth. Now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? Who on earth are you? Well, an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through. Tourist are you? Hapiraki. But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? Defense attorney? Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware being a foreigner and all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Kurain. We leave it all up to our benevolence's sacred power and of spirit communion. Our divination seances determine all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? Careful, it's their country. You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon? If you value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff? The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels. At the cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on, Mr. Wright, there's nothing to do with any of this. Albie. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But forget about me, you have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you. But it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. The poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? But Maya might be able to help. She's a medium as well. But I guess the right answer is to defend him. I can't just let the verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Holby's corner. But if their court system doesn't have any room for defense attorneys, what can I do, legally? Albie is so innocent. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. If their system doesn't even have any laws saying that there can be one. Defend me, Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can, don't worry. I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright. You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out! He wants revenge for all his cousins who lost their hair? I don't know. Your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Right, Mr. Whoever you are. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty. And yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. Also, you got the pun of Alby's name, right? I'm not sure. Alby? I don't know. What's his full name? Can I have a look? Yeah, also I guess I could save. But I don't think I can look at it now. No. No, I can't. Heavens to Betsy. What? Mr. Allwright! Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney. I shall wait. A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock. What's his name? I'll be damned? I don't know. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the matter of my old country? But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try. But I have a previous engagement, you see, a class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed. Payne is so dumb. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Maybe this stopped existing when she started giving rulings. Or sales, I suppose. Divination. Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, your benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and your benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What is he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Yes, thank you, Mr. Payne, and sorry for not remembering you earlier. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. Yeah, I bet you are. And you'll see soon enough just why that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's this? What's with the gallery? Just you watch, the defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. Crush that defense devil. There's way more lawyer hate than even back home. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Patrol, Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. Patrol. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. To kill a guard armed with a gun, what a terrifyingly bold act. I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. Roll's autopsy report added to the court record. Crime photo added to the court record. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in a court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually. We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Makes you wonder why they do, if they get by without them. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I shall keep the court records open so that I can tell you any name pun that I might miss. Although I doubt it, it's pretty easy most of the time. We'll see just how... but yeah, I guess I can have a look at it now. Attorney's badge. The character profiles. That you might miss. Yeah, okay. I'll be your guide. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. I'll be your guide. Gaspin Payne. Yeah, Gaspin Payne. And Patrol. Yeah, well. These 3 are easy. Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Name puns in Ace Attorney is something I live for. They're like dad jokes, I suppose. Excuse me. That reminds me, I follow an account on Instagram called Wayne Butler Comedy. I don't know if I told you about it before. It's a guy who makes dad jokes like every day to his daughter, and I think it's quite funny. At least I like it. Have I mentioned that to you already, Monica, or not? I can't remember if I did, because I know this is the kind of thing you would like. Okay, excuse me. Oops. Don't think so? I'll send you a link. You can have a look at it later if you like. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep playing. Such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitama of the Holy Mother. What's a mitama again? I feel like I've heard this word before in Phoenix Wright. Or a soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. Wasn't there another mitama broken in a different game in the series that was supposed to hold the soul of someone? I can't recall. Grr, you don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty? What is it now? This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, your defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's been getting awfully angry with me, and are those veins popping out of his forehead? It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone with the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly, without the proper spiritual power. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home too. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. Treasure box added to the court record. I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So he used this position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Is that it? Connection is acting up a bit? Ah, yours then, because mine seems to be okay. The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more, but you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What? He's still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? The weapon. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large bloodstain on it. How utterly reprehensible, using the secret treasure box for murder. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box ready to abscond with the treasure. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. Okay. The defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. A very good point, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature. Stature? How do you say that? Ah, come on. What's that? Say that again. Stature. Okay, stature. I don't know what that means. It's the same word in French. But obviously it's pronounced very differently. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict. Stature. Here it's a stature, and it's a stature. Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? Are you motivated to learn French, Monica? I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. It's right. Is there such a thing in this country? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean? What do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall. There hasn't been such a thing in 2 centuries in this country, and little wonder a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. 20 years, okay. Not exactly centuries, but should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant or the accused tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty. Heh, heh, heh. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Painness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. I mean, I kinda do, but it seems complicated and it's hard to find places that can teach you, and virtually doesn't do it for me. Yeah, I can understand, yeah. Definitely. If you need help, I'm always open to offer, you know. Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty. Accused! State your name and occupation again if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk and I'm a tour guide too. Why me? Now where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Right. Let's do that then. The defense attorney's at the defense attorney's insistence, I might add. He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it and make it quick, if you please. The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth and you'll be alright. You tricked me! What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magataman I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me! You disgust me! Not even Albie is against me. Now even Albie is against me, but why? This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Maybe it's not so new to you, Payne. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. You could have had French in school, but I chose Dutch and learned nothing. I believe you mentioned that before, actually. Or you mentioned to me that one of your friends went through French classes or something like that back in the day. I have a distant recollection of you mentioning that before. during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. Alright. It looks like, I don't know, Sanskrit? Is that what Sanskrit looks like? Maybe a little bit? I wonder. Sanskrit. Yeah, it looks a bit like Sanskrit, actually. Interesting. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Koreanese butterfly on it. Green? Okay. He says it's green. Is it green? Ah! The picture is in black and white, conveniently. Details? Yes, also, I wanna add a shortcut. Okay. That way I have a shortcut to not have to click on the screen. She chose that since French seemed like a better option. Now that she sings with a choir, she regrets it. Most of the songs they sing are Dutch. It's like the reverse situation to yours then. But well, Dutch is so close, it's not really that hard. I suppose so, yeah. I suppose it's probably definitely closer to Danish than French. Yeah, for sure. Because of the Germanic roots, I suppose. Okay. Treasure box with the green Koreanese butterfly on it. I don't know, is this right? Okay, it's got a butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. If you could, you would learn so many different languages. What's keeping you? I mean, if you really want to, what's holding you, I suppose? When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know. I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. No places that can teach it unless you go to Copenhagen. I hope I'm saying the name of the town right, the city right. And as I said, virtually isn't for me. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. If you don't have someone to practice with, I guess, yeah, that can be very difficult. I mean, I learned Dutch as well, but I lack practice. I can still probably understand it if it's written in its written form, but listening to people speak it, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I would learn Danish too. That sounds interesting, but that also sounds very difficult unless you have someone to correct you and tell you if you're saying something wrong. Even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. It sounds like his circumstances and Albi's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albi, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. You're doing amazing, though, and Dutch and Danish aren't so far from each other. It's the pronunciation of Danish that's a bit scary. With all due respect, of course. But I believe you would agree with me too on that, right? I believe you mentioned it before, that it's not for everyone. It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. I think if I was to try to read Danish, I would probably be able to decipher some words, or maybe get a general idea of what's being discussed from the closeness with Dutch, from some similar looking vocabulary, but listening to it would probably be almost impossible, and let alone speak it out loud. Probably. A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is, what fresh hell is this? It was said to be on top 10 or 5 hardest language to learn. Probably. I guess it might also depend what your native language is. Probably that if you speak another, close language, like maybe Swedish or Norwegian, you might have an easier time, but otherwise, I guess, if you're like me and your own language is a Romance language, like French, Italian, or Spanish, that might be a lot more difficult, probably. Alright, a judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is, what fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? It's more for the player than anything else. We don't need that. I'd better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. You just have to watch and see how it's done. Some say Danish is like speaking with a potato in your mouth. Well, I know you said that before, so I do remember you saying that. That might be what would be a bit scary, unless unless I could practice vocally on a regular basis. I didn't kill Mr. Roll and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. He says he's not allowed. Maybe there's a hint in the lyrics. Ah, it's only these lyrics? Time of death is around noon. His head shows signs of being hit with a blunt object. Patrol's autopsy reports cause of death cerebral contusion from a head injury. I wonder what the scroll is. Is there something weird about the box? Ah, yeah, also the victim has a gun. Oh, I had to take apart a gun yesterday for the first time. One of my colleagues allowed me to try to take it apart to clean it. just to learn how to do it. That was interesting. Trying to get ahead of my training. When in doubt, press on everything. Yeah, true. But I'm also trying to get a sense of how things played out. Yeah, okay, there seems to be some kind of seal on it. My mistake. Excuse me. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it. How does he know it's green? When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. I certainly don't think Albie committed murder, however. Don't talk to me, you disgust me. That outburst earlier makes me wonder if he'd willingly tell me the truth. I better compare his statements and the court record carefully. If I find an inconsistency, I can present some evidence and maybe get him to open up. Well, I think that might be it. How does he know it's green? If the pictures are black and white... Is that it?
Objection!
Yeah, that's it, okay. Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? I want to help you, but you're not making it easy. So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right, it's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article. Yeah, but it's in black and white. Nope, take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Ah! Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? Polkunka! I beg your pardon? Liar, liar, pants on fire. Polkunka is a word in Chinese that people use when they're surprised. We just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever. And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Why is it moving? Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me. Heh heh heh. So accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? I was wondering about the scroll, actually, yeah. This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. And what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What? It could have been planted on the scene. Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. Notice added to the court record. No. Then that means Albie was there on the day of the incident. Maybe not at the moment of the incident. Doesn't prove anything. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Not usually, no. That's not always the case, Your Honor. Yes, it would seem so, Your Majesty. Okay, excuse me. I predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said, etc., etc. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow? What do I do? Shadow? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. But armed as we are with our tiredness. But armed as we are with our benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will finally announce my verdict. Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination séance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess you really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the séance. You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the séance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy. Well, no. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination séance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, Raifa Padma Kurain. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination séance. It would seem the depth of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways of customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, Your Benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truth imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality? Well, they only come through your mouth. That's what I have issues with. There's no one there to confirm that you're not making stuff up, so... What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? She's a bitch! And I'll treat her like one. Yikes, looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him! Punish him! Silence, one and all. Is she standing up for me. Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruth. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Alright, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance if you would. Certainly. Naina, my robe. Okay, that was a bit weird.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Mm-hmm. Cool music. A bit choppy. Okay. It's exactly the same thing she did before. Incense. Song of Ceremony, boy's voice. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul. The last communication of his mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project a victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced. In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon over his head. Isn't that a bit interpretative? Like, it's how you choose to interpret what we saw, I suppose. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Now do you see why I am the incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Oh, yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No. What's with all the hubbub? Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. No wonder there are none left. It's kind of a harsh law. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. It's just too risky a profession. That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. Of course they would tell lies! If they risk dying or going to prison as well. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Excuse me, I wanted some candy. Okay. Where were we? Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? I'm starting to understand why this guy moved to this country. It's so much easier being a prosecutor under these circumstances. You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the sounds and the DC Act on my side, I finally get my revenge. So that's why you was so eager to have me defend Albie. Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Karayan. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Defense, know that if I rule the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Albie's reaction earlier. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that. Your Majesty, isn't the prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life. He wants Phoenix Wright dead. More than anything. Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. The death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right? Your Majesty. Do I look like I'm kidding? With a beard like that? No. Although it's pretty funny. Well, have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here? Death. This can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. Okay, excuse me. Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more, are you sure you still want to defend the accused? What if I say no? There's Maya to think of in all of this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? I wonder what happens if you say no. Oops. Oh, for crying out loud. This one? Bad end? I'm curious. A trial I just happened to walk into in a country I just happened to visit. How can I put my life on the line for something like this? I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But what about Albie? I don't think you can give up. It wouldn't be the first time in a Phoenix Wright game where you're given the illusion of a choice, but then he explains to you why you can't make that choice. She's kind of like a big sister to me. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act. I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright. That was funny. The defendant insists he's innocent. And not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Polkunka! But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past. But it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. It does sound very similar, doesn't it? So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. BS powers activated. Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. That's enough! Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. We'll do it. Quite catchy, yeah. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it, a murder after the morning dance of devotion. These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume there aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision of his words, right? Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Incense. We can't see what he's holding. If he was hearing the Song of Ceremony when he died, between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. All the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. So he couldn't have heard the voice? Is that it? Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? First, I'll swap my way to the inside. That seems off. How do I do that? How do I do that? I like this. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark, and this is when he lost his life. A murder after the dance of devotion? Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. He was hearing the song when he was dying. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Uh-huh.
Objection!
Okay. Wait just a moment. Yes. What is it, barbed head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the song of ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. And you needed me to point it out. It's so obvious. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the song of ceremony. A practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly, allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate the statement. I see, so what the victim heard was that practice session. There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. But if the shutters were closed, shouldn't he have been unable to hear it? That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. After the ceremony, but he heard the practice? Yeah, I was also thinking that. Why practice after the ceremony? That sounds a bit like out of order. But they don't seem to react to that. They just move on to a different subject. So I don't know if that's important. One details something. It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It is a very big temple. And the shutters were closed. How about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Ah. Oh, that's right. Speakers for that purpose? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They are to broadcast the secret music of the performance hall throughout the temple. How did they manage when speakers didn't exist? That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. Insight revised. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on the insight with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause button to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. I think I can tap the flashing panels to jump to different parts of the vision. I try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel here. Okay, now that I know how to get around in Seon's visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. Okay. Okie dokie, Monica. Cerebral contusion from a head injury. He has blood on his hand. Yeah, but we're not quite there yet, I suppose. Hold on a minute. Sight.
Objection!
Yeah, he had already stopped seeing before he was hit, apparently. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck? It was already going dark before. Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh. Everything goes black and then only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word! Polkunkai, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. Your interpretation of them is pretty lousy, though. I cannot be wrong, my insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be... On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be the victim's field of vision. How the victim's vision went dark or something. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court of this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not? Convenient? What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see, that makes perfect sense, your benevolence. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, your benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Long may you live and prosper! Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Enough applause, you flatter me. Now your benevolence in light of this new information. Yes, of course, I will alter my insight. One can safely assume, I can't read today. The accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. The Song of Ceremony, is it still going when it's dark? Yeah, because if there is no power, how can he still hear it through the speakers?
Objection!
Yeah. Is that it? I mean, that's why I've selected it, but is that what the game expects of me? I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. Well, no, I think it's her interpretation of it that's wrong. Things may have happened the way she sees it, but she interpreted them wrong. Which I guess kind of says that, well, she's not a very good medium then. If she has that power and she uses it so poorly, you never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Koreanism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Excuse me. What malarkey? Malarkey. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the song of the ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. Monica! But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the song of ceremony even after the power went out? Oh. This contradiction of facts can only mean that the song of ceremony of Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible! What are you saying? That the song you heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right, the song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. You can't be serious. There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence in the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No! This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights. Unbelievable! Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a snake, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense's assertion is in the end meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in the front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? How dare you dream? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? Yeah, so what if I am? What if I do, huh? What you gonna do about it? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop chop. Chop chop? Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop chop. Stop, stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Yeah, he was being, threatened by a gun. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. The gun.
Take that!
Excuse me. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Gonna switch to PC real quick, okay, Monica? I witnessed the defendant raise both his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying? The victim was a security guard and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Palunka! Who would have thought the Seon's vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that treacherous snake jerk. Treacherous snake? Jerk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. Excuse me. A contradiction in one of my insights? There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in a jail immediately for lese majesty. What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Make him pay for the way of his... He disrespected his benevolence. Her benevolence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. Peace, give me peace. I said peace. Peace. Now, everyone, please calm down. You see, your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. I can't charge him with lese majesty. I don't know how you say... I know what it means. But I don't know how to say it, though. Is it lese majesty or lese majesty? Oh, for crying out loud. How do you say that?
Lèse majesté.
Okay, like in French then. Just like in French? Okay. Okay, fair enough. But it comes from French, but, well. What? What? But why not your Majesty? But it's Majesty, though. I don't know. Ah, there it is, I guess. Oh, for crying out loud, fucking ads. Come on. Come on.
Lèse majesty.
Ah, lese majesty. Okay, that's how you say it in English then. Okay. There's nothing unlawful about that. But your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. We can't end the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case. What? You're a magistrate. Not you, too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my inside contains a contradiction? Truly, it is shocking. In the 20+ years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. And it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess? You, non-believer? No, my faith is as strong as ever, but I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. In your face. What? I'll have you know, your benevolence. Scold her. Please acquiesce in this, your benevolence. If looks could kill. I won't forget this offense, barbed head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see her benevolence out. Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll plug the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire, yeah, and then getting dragged away. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense, Mr. Light, was it? That's right, your magistrate, Phoenix Wright. Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, your magistrate. Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, your magistrate. Phew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Arguments, your magistrate? Very well, I accept your challenge. Huh? What's with them? Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious. What's so funny, Mr. Payne? The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in this case, instead. What do you mean? I told you it's Chief Prosecutor. Yes, because that's the point to focus on right now. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, your majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh. Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What? That does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty. Yes, I have to agree. Allow me spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right. Backed into the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? I'm drawing a total blank here. I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold. I asked you a question, defense. I got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defense himself what happened. But I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? What's in the bag? Will you tell us what really happened? You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end? For both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer could actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Albie. So that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? The power of friendship. Allow me to explain. Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right, it's covered in this special mineral called fluoronite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the Great Stairs. So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were the Great Stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense, the vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Excuse me, I'm trying to find a position to comfortably sit. It's not easy. Okay. Makes sense, the vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Simple diagram added to the court record. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Was it really him? Just then the power went out. So I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life, even now when I try to think back on it. All I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him in the stairs? What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would still believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection!
But that might have just been the victim's misunderstanding. Where there is smoke, there is fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow, what do I do, Shadow? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then, just after that, he ran into the accused, I'll be your guide. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. Ah! Hey, what it's a dog? What now? Missile! I know it's Albie. Shadow. Hey, Shadow, down, boy. Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. He nearly gave me a heart attack. So that's what was making his back move. Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him? Don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense. I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway. Phew, well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or were sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time, from behind. The victim maybe never saw his attacker. I'll get more coffee because I keep feeling drowsy. I need to stay awake. Give me a minute. My apologies. Okay, if you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready. Exactly, I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix, I know I can't think up something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? There. Here.
Take that!
That would have been from behind. With the defendant standing in front of the victim. Isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Good, now at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? Okay. Who do you suppose it could have been? Oh, the true culprit, naturally. Who actually committed the theft and murder. The true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that? Should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Roll appeared making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway. Stop laughing like that, I don't like it. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albie, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway. I see. Swing and a miss. Ruff, ruff. Oh, Shadow says that someone was there. I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person, but that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway. Objection! Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch, but I would enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can you continue to make that assertion? Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand. Calling an eyewitness to the stand? It's been decades since that happened. And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. That was a low blow. Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand! Witnesses. Crazy idea. A reliable witness, yeah. As always, as we know. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oof, what kind of name is that? Peace, Lubnendistanden. What? I'm like, temples, head monk. Can you dig? Can you dig? But what's with his name? Peace, love. Peace, love, and understanding. Okay. Oh boy. Peace, love, and understanding. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I get it. But that it took me a while. Oof. Oh, if it isn't instructor understanding. And understanding, yeah. The way you have to pronounce it, though, to make it work, yeah, it's kind of funny, I suppose. You're the eyewitness. Yeah, he's some kind of, I don't know, hippie or something. Instructor. Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk. Jeez, all these sentences are mouthfuls. But he's also a renowned Damalan expert. And what's a Damalan? Yeah. Evil cheeses. Check it, here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. Yeah, he's singing the song. I'm not singing that. That's the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? The Song of Ceremony. The song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother. May the righteous sounds of my Damalan serve as my offering to you. Wonderful, a great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag. I'm making certain speak, baby. Pass the duchy. By the by, Magister Pops. No Damalan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime. Thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, man. That was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding? That's right, brother. This here is the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at temple. The Magatama key, huh? Magatama key added to the court record. And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buskill, man. How am I ever gonna face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Temple is such a dumb name. Yeah, I trip over it every time I have to say it too. It's annoying. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room? You know it, baby. Best believe I scooped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course, I'll do all I can. In the name of her holiness, I vow to sing, naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me. What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? The temple's treasure room, hey hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, listen to the text box matching the song. Yeah, I can hear it. Only help you to the treasure room did stroll, or something like that. Well, I can't sing that without learning it firsthand, I guess, beforehand. Anyway, tell me I was hallucinating just now. Can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. Share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Andy Standen? Such a small detail is just amazing. True. What, you found the body as well? He really is a key witness then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? The breakers are in the first floor hallway, in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harshed my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, wow, man. There was poor Mr. Roll, dead as a doornail. Simple diagram updated in the court record. In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout. The only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Andy Standen's unassailable account is what led to the accused arrest. Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? He was wearing a mask though, so that might have been a decoy. Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo taken by a tourist of the morning dance of devotion. Okay. He's wearing that headband, and then he's got that yellow sort of bandana. I'm not sure what that is. A scarf. I don't know. I don't know how to call that. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Andy Standen's Damalan now. Wait, what? Mr. Damalan's now, something's not right here. Something's not right here. Ah, yeah, there are two. No? There's another one in the back. But I guess the one we're supposed to pay attention to is the one in the front, right? No? But yeah, they're all wearing the same headbands, I suppose. And then there's the dude in the background. There's her dancing. Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty. You'll know. Never underestimate the incredible pain. Well, I guess I have a photo of the victim. Details. What it seems like the same It seems to be the same kind of scarf, I suppose. It's him, but it doesn't add up. The victim in this case, he guarded the treasure room treasure and was killed by the thief who stole it. What's your full name, by the way? Raifapadma Kurain. I don't know if there's a pun with her name. This is one that I don't have. Raifapadma. It sounds weirdly Indian, but besides that, I'm not sure. Let's see now. On that other photo, it's not been added to the court record yet. Okay. Let's see. So in addition to Raifa's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family. Can you dig it? Should have thought. I'll be better, man. Her name isn't really a pun. Rei comes from Rei, spirit. Reifa might come from an alternate reading of the Rebana, itself an alternate name for the Hingambana, also known as the Licorice Regiata. A flower said to be growing in Buddhist hell. Hanabana is red, Hua Fa in Chinese. Padma means lotus in Sanskrit. Okay. So says the court record. Okay. Okay. So I was right then to say earlier that the script looked like Sanskrit. Before Her Holiness the Holy Mother, oh Halby, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk can stand in. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. And what about those naughty thoughts you had in your mind when you think of Miss Maya, eh? What about those? Shouldn't you be confessing these to the Holy Mother? What? Bogus little man, your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. And you're feeding me? Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, eh, baby? Spoil the child? Yeah. Not maybe. Yeah, that's Shakespeare. He says she's like a big sister to him. Maybe he's got the hots for his big sister. It wouldn't be something never before seen, I suppose. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. I didn't say me. It's just this world is pretty messed up, so... Defense, please begin your cross-examination. What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. But yeah, no, it's just I have to cross-examine that now. Is an innocent cinnamon bun. Alright. I trust you. Like this. I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great peace, love, and understanding? I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but you know, there's something about that name I can't put my finger on. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? You had a question for me, brother? You were playing something during the dance of devotion, weren't you? You know, yeah, it's not the same guitar or whatever you want to call that. A sitar. I don't know. I was playing my beautiful girl right here, this Damalan. In offering to Her Holiness, I play the music and the singers sing the song of ceremony. A sitar, yeah. Mr. Understanding's playing this best. in the kingdom. It must please your holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Understanding? For the Holy Mother, I keep on trucking. This Damalan still needs some plucking. Well, they call it Damalan, I suppose. Don't you know my chamber is on the way down to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can't quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Roland, only Albie to the treasure room did stroll.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Wow, man. Your lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They make such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, you dig? Yeah, that makes sense. And all of that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. It's all that I sing. Okay, excuse me. He's singing too. Words of wisdom, words of truth. Baby tooth, first tooth, phone booth. This game needs more voice acting. Okay, you're not stopping me. Until my client goes free. Wait a minute, why am I singing? Right on, even the lawyer is joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe of my far-out rhythm. I refuse to let him run this show. I didn't notice any inconsistencies in his testimony. Looks like I'm going to have to press his statements to draw out more information. The only one?
Hold it!
How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps? Albie is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. Press everything! But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man, I saw him with my own two eyes. So you were there! In the treasure room, this you can believe, my peepers peeped the sneaky Albie. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. Ah. Yeah, okay, well. That's not very convenient for me. But what about the thing where it says that some things were closed or whatever? Let me have a look at that again. Hey, Jeff Matt, how's it going? That's probably not it then. I don't think this is relevant now. But there's something about the shutters though. Something they say about the shutters being... What's crack-a-lack and Jeff? Sorry I'm late, I fell asleep. That's okay. How are you doing, Jeff? Oops. Through that window, I saw Albie walking to the treasure room. Should I have... Yeah, add the testimony, add that to the testimony. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Hendistanen? You got it, brother. Doing well, thank you, thank you. Okay. The shutter should have been closed, so you shouldn't have been able to see him that way. There's something off about that, Mr. Understanding. My music is off? I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz? Soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Understanding, you've been lying to this court. Now why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I say. Lying, y'all know, lying ain't my thing. I can't place I can't sing like he would. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Understanding? It's temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going into the treasure room through those shutters. Gah! Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way, I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see, something, will something, for something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Koreanese, man. I usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know. Does that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become a head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Koreanism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you? Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teachings spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Koreanism, but could understand and have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too? Mr. Understanding, were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Understanding's testimony, we saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Get the fuck out of here! Good riddance. Well... oops. Do you have a theory, defense? Do you know where Mr. Understanding was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room, there are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going towards the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes this is the only place he could have been to see Albie go down that hall. Well, not from the stairs. From here. Where the breaker is? Is that it? there? But you just suggested earlier that that's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Andy Stanton could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Andy Stanton of being the true culprit in this case? Do we have enough evidence to prove it now, though? Okay, let's do it. Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer. Bullshit your way through. Objection! How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticized her benevolence and sights. Now you accuse the head monk of murder?
Objection!
Objection! This is the only place the witness could have been. It's the Phoenix Way. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. That's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure. What? What? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Andy Stanton's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him closer to the treasure? He's only been here 6 months. The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court. So clearly he isn't above lying. And he didn't even bother to learn your language. He can't read it, he said it himself. How's that for respect of the faith? Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake. Hold it. Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that, Mr. Andy Stanton? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Uh-oh. What on earth? That music, it's making my ears bleed. It's the music of the devil! This is the music of my soul! Death to the lawyer! Rock and roll cheese. I'm the Twilight Messenger, can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. Okay, no, it's guillotines, Philistines. I'm not sure. That doesn't rhyme, man. And now for something completely different. blinkety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Rage! Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's because you drove me to it. All sniffing around and suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise. Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't ya? So much for peace, love, and understanding. The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Yeah! Did you really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer. I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. Call this chart topper soul screaming truth. Witness testimony. Oh hey, there's gonna be a new Hercule Poirot Switch game. Oh really? Is it a really new... Is it truly a new one? Or is this a port of an existing one to the Nintendo Switch? It's on pre-order right now. Did you get the other one? I can't recall. I believe you mentioned one in the past, but I can't remember if you said that you got it or not. For yourself, I mean. The priestess's dance had come to an end. The music storeroom I waited went. The London case? That truce is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Patrol. After Albie went. Me and my girl here, innocent and sweet. Innocent and sweet. Where have I heard these lyrics before? Ah yeah, that's in I'm a Bitch by Meredith Brooks. Back to this bike by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power. Ticket to midnight, blacker than blackest black, robbing all sight. You have the ABC murders in the first cases? Ah, yeah, okay, fair enough. On Switch, you mean? What is that music? I've never heard anything like it, and it's so fast it's making my head spin. Ah, on Switch, okay. This is Damalan Metal. Hey yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I got chills, and they're multiplying. I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. Hey, you're scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Understanding, what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Damalan away. I'm pretty sure the London case is new since it's the same young Hercule. Should be easy enough to see. Let's see. Well, it's coming out on Steam on August 29th. So yeah, it seems you're right. It's a new one. I hope it's good because Microids doesn't always make the greatest games. Sometimes they're okay, and sometimes they're just utter garbage. I hope they treat the license right, with respect. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying lawyerly ways. Lying lawyerly ways. Okay, if you say so. Zup, 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 zup. Hastings is in the London case. Yay! Yay for Hastings. Am I right, people? If I admit it, I went to the storeroom, it'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What'd you say? He's right. That so would have happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Ryan? Yeah, you said it. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Now are you punks ready to rock or what? Yay! I can't hear you. I said, you're ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. The amount of good lord and my goodness, I say, because of Hastings. Hastings? I'm not sure how you say it in English because it's always in French when the show airs here. Or how the dude himself would say it with his accent, I suppose. Boom, boom, chat. Boom, boom, chat. Soul screaming truth. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom I went. Hold it! You say you went to the music storeroom? But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? Like saying Hastings. Ah, okay. Yeah, it makes more sense. I thought it must be. And on what grounds would you base that accusations? Got anything to show for it? He's right, I don't really have any proof. And yet. Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom, isn't that right? Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? The silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. Death truth is what you dread, hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. Trading from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Batch roll after Albie he went. Me and my girl here, innocent and sweet. Back by the storeroom can't be beat. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight. Blacker than black is black, roaming all sides. Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol on the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. To frame someone else? Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. Okay, never mind. It's funnier if you listen to the text box. The melody he plays is fire, though. True. Actualized with no evidence, as always, his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice, prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. Ugh. You've made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. Not good at all. That's not good. That's not good. Good. What's so funny? Please slubbing and standing. Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness. Objection! You're forgetting one very important thing. Huh? It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll. But maybe he did plan it. He was by the breaker, after all. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Are you sure about that, John Cena? I don't have the way he says it on the mind. Wait, that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen with no magic necessary. What? You have a theory, defense? All he had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. The breaker. Yeah. This. The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever. That what you're saying? Ha ha ha. With the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. I hate when he's right, but I just can't just let this point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? The glowing box. Something that's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? I can. I believe I can. Yes, I can, because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? This.
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Because it's a glow-in-the-dark kind of thing. Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Defense. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it, then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Haha, better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man. While you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box. It can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was a security guard, a devout believer. The thief? He was a thief. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon. But I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense? Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? Ha 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 ha! What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy is off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Halby on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Halby. And then when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark. And how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. Haha, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer, that pious Koreanist? He was your accomplice, and you double-crossed him and killed him. I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, your majesty. Well, I hope I can. I hope I'm good enough. The treasure... Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? But I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof in my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was a thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Well, the thing he was trying to steal. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft. And that might still have some trace evidence left on it.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. might, you'd better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, your majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. Well, there's blood on it. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. No tutorial thing. Thank you. Pinch and zoom. That's gonna be hard to do on an emulator. Although I think I can use control and the thing to do it. Tap anything of interest to check it out in detail. Ah yes, like this. Although it's not working very well, but... Can I close it? The lid of the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can, no sweat. Then why is there a bucket load dripping off... A bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Uh-oh. Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? It doesn't work. He doesn't have the real one? It won't open. Would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. It's not the right key. That sounds more likely. Really, because I'm not so sure about that. The murder weapon, not even the Magatama key can open it. Glows in the dark. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Hey, wait a second. There's a recessed part here. There's a leaf. I've seen the same butterfly shape here and there all over Kurain. Yeah, but there's a shape for the Magatama key there. Interesting, but I guess it doesn't really help me prove anything. There's a hand mark. This bloodstain, it shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? And the police didn't notice and dusted it for prints or anything. Some great investigative skills there. Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really, let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? Dust it for prints! Should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? Was he wearing gloves? Ah, there. He's got blood on it.
Take that!
I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out.
Take that!
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. Yeah, and he was wearing gloves, so we couldn't have dusted it for prints anyway. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hands would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. You don't have to use the hand, you could just use the glove and not bring a corpse in the courtroom or something. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious! Okay, excuse me. I protest! There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like it just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Yeah, he was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr. Roll! Now wait just 1 minute. If the victim was a thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh ho, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Something else is the murder weapon. If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon? Was something else? The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Andy Stanton? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong with my understanding? Ha 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 ha. You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Can't wait for his freak out. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, yo, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Dunno. Worthless lawyer man done by a weapon, for you miserable wretch. Hell doth beckon. Yeah. I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know you're a magistrate, yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer! This is it, the moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, your majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Also perfect day to wear an AC/DC shirt. Yeah, that was not planned or anything. I didn't know what I was getting into. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was. What would somebody like Andy Stanton use to bludgeon someone? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used. Well, it would be the guitar, I suppose. The sitar, rather.
Take that!
Because he doesn't use the same one anymore. It's a different instrument. What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility, but this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. That photo? How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah, and what's this something, This thing here is odd, to say the least. This.
Take that!
Mr. Andy Stanton, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? I got him. Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Damalan was your one and only. Yeah, Damalan. Well, Mr. Andy Stanton, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They are different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. That was the most rock and roll murder ever. Bludgeoning the guy on the head with the guitar. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Rock and pray. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Demalan to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. Dust to dust. He's already destroyed the evidence. It's a song by Venom. Buried Alive. Yeah, that's it. The lyrics. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Yeah, no, there's no proof to show. Oh, come on. That was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where is that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Ah! Excuse me. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief. But the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understanding purported motive for murder goes out the window. Ah! Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with Lee's Majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Death to the non-believer! Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty as sin, I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Exterminate! Annihilate! Exterminate! Annihilate! The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understanding's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Roll was a thief and that he had gotten his hands on the box. The box was empty. That's the only reason he would say that. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to? Ah! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like, Pokunka, man. Man, what you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off on your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. Bring the shears! Cut off his tongue! This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is annoying but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand, understand? Yes, your majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Payne knows he's about to lose. He's gonna lose his hair again. It was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, your majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. Yeah, he did say that Albie did mention before that he often went to see the box because he found it so pretty. That's where he was going at that moment. Not knowing what was happening downstairs, I suppose. Which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. Ah, but what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding? My point is this. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because he decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Ha 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 ha! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Peace Lovin' and the Standin' himself. Okay. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Understanding? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. Damn! I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understanding, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? This is all bull. My nuggin's a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I ain't gonna take it anymore. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it. This lawyer is a lion's comeback. He's quoting D. Snyder now. Eep. You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Death to the lying lawyer. Witness testimony. Lying lawyer. Steal the founder's orb. Me. I did it. This lying lawyer's insults no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands and clean, the accused did the deed. Forced the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Alright, we've now heard from both sides, and I just realized I haven't saved in hours, so I should probably do that. Yeah, I haven't saved in about 2 hours. I respect that you are trying to sing his lines. Well, yeah, trying is being the key word, I guess. Not doing a very good job, but what can I say? Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused, as the witness claims, or Mr. Anderstanden opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yikes. Yes, Your Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, no more tongue, snip snip, then the DC Act, the ACDC Act, will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand, life or death, it all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can witness for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. ACDC Act. Yeah. It's a deal. I can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove that only Anderstanden could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. Gonna make a jailbreak. And I'm looking towards the sky. I'm gonna make a jailbreak. Steal the founder's orb, me. I did it. I did it. This lying lawyer's insults no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Yeah. What does he mean by lose your life? You get punished by death if you lose? In this country, apparently, yes. Defending someone who is guilty is just as bad as being guilty of a crime, so you get the same punishment if you lose as the person you were trying to defend. And in this case, they've also offered to cut off my tongue as well for good measure. With shears. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Forced the box open. No key did he need. That's interesting. The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it. Isn't that right? Come on. You just saw for yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh, yeah? Well, there's your proof right there. Score 1 for the metalhead. Metalhead. Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, then how would you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open up for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different way to open it. There's this indentation at the back that just where the key would fit snugly. There's a different way to open the box. Huh? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. I need to know. Ah, so you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? I'll have you know, defense, the kingdom of Kurain is not some sort of fantasy funland. It's true, I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion. And yet... Oh yeah? I feel another song coming on. A little number about a crazy something something. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man. There ain't no other way. New verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Andistanden. Or your song, in this case, I guess.
Hold it!
Delusional am I? We'll see about that. Wild ideas. That's called delusion. Mix-up lawyer. Drowning in confusion. Give me the key! I'll show you. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for this sinner's flight of fancy? Or should I present the box on that statement? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is the secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in, well, the box. The treasure box. Yeah? And where on the box is the secret exactly? Well, it's... I hadn't thought that far ahead. Me, I have. It's the carvings. There's definitely something going on there. Are you sure? You're sounding a little desperate, defense. Desperate? Not at all, your majesty. Yeah, because he wouldn't be desperate when he knows his life is on the line. Who could blame him, really? The carvings the accused snuck in to see, even though it's forbidden, I might add. Witness, can you tell us anything about these carvings on the box? Of course, as head monk, I know all about them. The carvings depict a Kurainese butterfly as it carries a soul to the Twilight Realm. They were made in around the 7th century. I see. Could you please add that information to your testimony? Fine, listen up, lawyer trash. Kurainese butterfly from the 7th century carries the Mitama. So elementary. Yeah. What should I do here? Where's the pointer? Okay, there it is.
Objection!
No? Ah! My first mistake. Yeah, okay, my mistake. That didn't go very well. Or what, should I present the key? If I have it.
Objection!
No, that's not it. Okay. Yeah, but that's okay. We'll continue from the save. Okay. Or maybe I should have picked the other one. Wait a second. No.
Hold it!
Did I press on this one? Ah, god damn it! I'm a bit confused now. Ah, keep losing the pointer. Where is it? Hold on. Yeah, you can go back to this one. Okay. You don't know when to quit, do ya? Go ahead, examine it all you like. Okay. Nothing. I don't see a thing. Well, defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid okay, never mind. Yeah, Monica has played it. I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now. I told ya, didn't I tell ya? Yes, you told me. There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open, there's no other explanation. That's right. He desecrated the box by opening it without using the Dismitama key. Wait, what did he just say? Huh? Maybe there's something there then, after all. I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah! For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony? Okay. If I have to, carve it into your brain, lawyer man. Let's see. Should I have him swap in the statement? Yes. I believe the witness just made or sang a very important statement. I would like it switched into his testimony. Very well, witness, if you would. Sorry, although I don't remember how to get from A to B, only good and bad guys and specific funny things. Yeah. But me too, I think if I had played it before, this would usually be what I tend to remember about Phoenix Wright games. The same would go for the Danganronpa games. I probably wouldn't be able to remember how to get from A to B, but the rest, yeah. Oops.
Objection!
Just a minute, Mr. Andy Standen. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? Ha. But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Gah! The Mitama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question. What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing. So what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Andy Standen's reaction, it has to be. I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. No, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer man. I like that expression. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out. What? Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it. Because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's an absolutely important detail, I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can of course show grounds, can you not, defense? Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything. Even if it's just a bluff. The Mitama key. The Mitama... The Mitama key, Mitama. There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the orb together. The lyrics of the song! There was something about it, I think, in the orb. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Okay.
Take that!
Alright. What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Kurainism. But hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Oh. Holy mother! But how can that be, defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean... I've been calling this key the Magatama key. It doesn't really resemble a Magatama, actually. And that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama thing on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. And I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. Use the key. To use the key properly, you have to first flip it vertically. If we turn the Magatama shape upside down like this, it becomes the Kuraini symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. Mr. Right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit into the lock that way. Oh,
I knew he was just bluffing.
Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade, after all. There must be some other place this key fits. But where? Let's see, what were the words to the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? Like this. There we go. My goodness! The treasure box, it really opened! No way, man! What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. No gloves or anything, yeah. Thing is covered in blood, it's evidence. No gloves or anything. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. then what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Peace, Lebanon is standing. Ah! But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was a very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. That's it, he's losing it. He's freaking out. Rock and roll, baby. Ah! Here we go. Yeah, gra, huh? Cuckoo, cuckoo. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why did he have to try and steal the treasure? Why did I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault. I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me. I couldn't let. I had to stop him. What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago. No, my perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No! Okay. Yeah. Oh no, it was a toupee. Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way, this can't be happening. But did you really have to kill him? Peace, I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide. I'll be your guide. Not guilty. No confetti in this game. Butterflies instead. High Court of Kurain. Accused lobby. There's still quite a commotion. The people in the gallery show no sign of clearing out, but the soul leaving happily. I can't believe it. Not guilty. I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. This can't be happening. It's impossible. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us. I've never been in the defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright. Oh, I'll be. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. Ruff, ruff. I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. but I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence's insights. Right, Raifa, the royal priestess. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truth imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright! Shh! Huh? Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right, one of those people going against our queen and the court system.
Wah, 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 wah.
They call themselves the Defiant Dragons, and they are led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say, but you're not scary like Dirk, like that Dirk guy. Pardon the intrusion. Can we talk about how young Raifa is? She's 14, and yet she has been doing that since forever. I guess there would have been another one before her, if she's so young and the system in place has been there for 23 years. She's 14 then, you say? He's 9? Okay, only 9. I didn't realize he was that young. Ah, yeah, 14. And this guy is 36. Okay. You. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you. See? Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are? This Dirk guy? I'm the Koreanese Minister of Justice. The name is Ano. Okay, it's someone else. Inga Karkul Korean. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching that 3-ring circus in there. You were? Wow. The Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system, Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, mini-monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh. Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh, I might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief. A repeat offender. Inga means karma or cause and effect. Okay. So him, yeah, that's his name. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll? Why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? I would say the last name, but what, huh? You can't just drop a bomb like that and then not say anything. Spill the beans. What's his last name? I bet he's not in there. Oh, but yeah, no, he said they said his last name before, but I've already forgotten. Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that understanding fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze on our head monk apparently. So he gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say white. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot, catch my drift? Oh, well, yikes, I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You'd do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good Nick punk knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. If you really want to know, but it feels like spoiler. If it's a spoiler, then okay, no, don't say it. If you think that might spoil something, then you're right. It's best not to say it. Thank you for warning me. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Then if you're not sure, then it's better to not say. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about. Such as when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Tour? Oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots of more temples to see and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls, and I haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet, and there's this place where they dangle you off really great view of Twilight Realm and walking. Alright, slow down, Albie. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. Maya, I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Looking forward to it.
So, how about that not guilty, Dirk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Case closed. Saving progress. Illustrations and anime cutscenes galleries have been unlocked. Please go to the extras and DLC to view them. Okay. Saving data. Well, you know what? This is the perfect time to stop then. We're done with the first case and we can start the second one tomorrow. But it's gonna play the... Yeah, I'm gonna let it play the video, I guess. See what we're in for. Alice in Wonderland.
Behold my might!
You're welcome, Monica. Ah, look who it is. Okay. What, she's in some kind of show or something? Well, anyway, people, that'll be it then. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. I can play in the afternoon tomorrow. Let's see. Right. Okay, save. Yeah, we can watch the little video again tomorrow, actually. So I'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon then, and we'll continue playing this. I might even be able to stream both afternoon and evening tomorrow, since I'm off work for a little while. So you guys have got more of this game to look forward to in the coming days, I suppose. Thank you so much for being there then. Take care of yourselves, and I wish you a good night. See ya. Bye-bye.